This video is going to show you how to calculate a mean, a standard deviation, and a standard error using Excel. I'm doing this on the Mac version of Excel, but regardless of the version of Excel that you're running, the formula should transfer nicely for this video. What you're going to do is arrange your data into the two columns that you need. In my case, I'm looking at treatment data and I'm looking at control data. In the treatment column, I have all of the heights measured in centimeters of my sunflower seedlings that are grown in my treatment condition. And in the control, I have all of the heights of my sunflower seedlings that are grown in the control. To find the average, I'm going to label a cell such as average and then come over to the right-hand side where the treatment column and the average row intersect. There I'm going to use the equal sign, and an equal sign inside of Excel will tell Excel that you're ready to do a formula. So if I hit equals here, and then I'm going to go ahead and just start typing in the word average. Go ahead and type it all the way out, lowercase, uppercase, it doesn't matter, and then open parentheses. When you open the parentheses, you'll see that in the yellow box, Excel is telling you that it's going to want a series of numbers. Now you could actually sit here and type in all the numbers, but that defeats the purpose. So let's go up instead and grab the numbers, highlight them all the way down to the bottom, and then close the parentheses. This is going to tell Excel that you want an average of the cells ranging from B4 all the way down to B23. When you're done, hit return. And now you have an average of all of those cells. For the standard deviation, let's go ahead and do that one. You're going to also click the equal sign to start off in the cell that intersects standard deviation and treatment. And this time you are going to type in STDEV. And when you do that, you're going to see that there's a whole host of options for you. You're going to just find the one that says STDEV. Click on that, and now again, Excel is wanting a number input. So go ahead and highlight all of those cells that you want, the same ones that you used for your mean, and hit return. And now you have your standard deviation. To do your sample size, you could count the number of sample seedlings that you have, or you could just easily have Excel do it. If you hit equals in that cell and type in the word count, open parentheses, highlight the same cells, close the parentheses, and now you have a count. You know how many seedlings you have. Now we're going to need to do two different things in order to get the standard error, because there isn't a nice easy formula for the standard error inside of Excel. First thing you need to do is calculate the square root of n, because if we remember, the standard error is actually the standard deviation divided by the square root of n. So down here, you're again going to hit equals, and this time you're going to use the SQRT formula for the square root, and you're going to click on the sample size cell. So you're going to click on the one that has 20 in my example in. Close those parentheses and hit return. Finally, to do the standard error, you're going to take the standard deviation cell, which in my case is B26, and you're going to divide that by the square root of n, which in my case is B28. And that, when I hit enter, gives me a standard error. Now there's a couple of things I can do with this information. First, if I highlight all of these and go up to my top bar, I can actually format. The other way I can do it on a Mac is hit the command and the number 1 key. And when I do that, I get an option to format my cells. I go to number, and I can choose how many decimal places. I'm going to leave it at 2 because that's pretty nice. Then I want to do the same things over here for my control. Now I suggest that you try doing these formulas again, but if you want a shortcut, highlight all of these, and when you do that, you'll see that there's a little blue box down in the right-hand corner. Take your mouse over the top of that blue box and click on it. Pull the boxes over to the right, and you will see that the formulas have been transferred. To check that out, to make sure it works, if you just click on a cell, you'll see way up at the top what that formula is. You can also double-click, and it'll show you the cells that have been highlighted. To get out of that, just hit enter, and you'll be there ready to go. So that's a quick tutorial about how to compute an average, a standard deviation, a sample size, and a standard error using Excel.